what repaying counseling means. Okay? So whenever you hear counseling, the first thing that comes to your mind is what? Anybody? How about our newbies? Celeste? The first thing that comes to your mind is what? Good job. Good job. We'll speak out. Sorry, just try to. Good job. So Celeste said it's just a means of, just adding value to someone's life. That could work. Now, when you hear counseling, what comes to your mind? Good job. Nice. Good. How about you? Tell us.
What comes to my mind is someone that like mental balance.
Good job.
Like they push.
You're getting it so right. So she's saying counseling has to do with maybe someone that has like a mental issue or whatever issue, and then they get a push to come out of the problem, right? You're correct. So how about you, Eric? When you hear counseling, what comes to mind?
I would say that it's something kind of situation.
Good job. I think Eric should come and teach us. That's so cool. So he said counseling has to do with helping someone out with their problems, being empathic, okay? So he just mentioned empathy, and empathy is it's one of the qualities a counselor should have, So empathy just has to do with putting yourself in the shoes of others. So I remember saying in the other class that someone comes to you and they're like, oh, I'm a thief, I want to stop being a thief. And then because you feel like being a thief is so gross, you be like, Jesus, can you get out of my office? Do you get? Does it make sense?
No,
it doesn't. You're a counselor. Always put yourself in the shoes of the person and think, oh, for this person to want to wriggle out of this problem, what if I were to be the world? Wouldn't I be fair? Do you get what I mean? So always try to be empathic. But just to define counseling on its own, is a healthy relationship between a professional counselor and a client or clients, whereby you help them wriggle out of their problems, understand themselves, and make better decisions. Okay? So the role of a counselor, like myself now, my role to you is to make you understand yourself, understand the environment, understand how you react to things. Okay? So it's now the understanding of yourself that will help you wriggle out of your own problem. I cannot forcibly take you out of your problem. Do you know that? The only person that can decide that for you are your parents, your peers, your friends. But a counselor can only help you understand yourself. So we usually take it at your pace. You notice that when you go for counseling, has anyone ever gone for counseling here? You have? So how was the experience? Sorry?
It was very good because I became with a lot of problems and I was carrying them.
Don't worry, all of us are carrying heavy load. So don't think you
I don't know about that. I'm coming off my own when I went for the counseling.
Okay.
So we borrowed the load I thought I was having when I came to the pregnancy. She took it and loaded it for me. And
I'm clapping for that in counseling. So she carried her both out of her
I distanced it for her.
Nice, good. So you see, when you come to a counselor with your problems, you're expected to, have some level of freedom by the time you're leaving. Do you get what I'm saying? So like she was saying now, she went through so many problems. Even me, I have so many problems, but I'm not crying, So you have to still, wriggle out of it one way or the other. So what makes you a human being is that problems will always come, okay? So when problems come, it's now left for you to wriggle out of your problem. I'm not trying to be religious, but when I see most people that are just religious fanatics, that or extremists, they'll go to one pastor, oh, I have this problem, I have the other problem. You must have a problem. And then the priest, sorry, not the priest, the pastor is now telling you it's from your village, it's from this. No, it may not even be. It's just a problem. Problems will always come. Okay? So it's just left for you to understand that as a human being, you always encounter issues. But you have to find a way to wriggle out of the problem. If you understand yourself, understand the environment, it helps you better to solve so many problems. So don't always blame people for your shortcomings and all, okay? Are we together? Nice. So, having understood what counseling is, Eric mentioned one of the qualities of a counselor. I need you guys to tell me more. Celeste, tell us one quality of a counselor. Yeah. Let's tell me. You're smiling too much. There was one quality. But just tell me one quality of a teacher. A good teacher. Good job. So you see, the person has to be valuable, someone that adds value to you. Okay, so that's not bad at all. Nice. Okay. So she just said a good counselor should be someone who is very approachable. You remember I just said, I think I mentioned that now. Imagine I even entered this class and I was trying to do what is the course here today? Will you be ready for the class? No. You won't, but if I try to create a rapport with you and try to make myself approachable, it's easier for you to learn what I'm teaching. As against when I come in here and I'm not really approachable, it just makes you like, you just be disgruntled, you be angry. So whatever I'm teaching is not entry. Are we together? Are we together now? What are you reacting? You see what I'm saying, right? What are you writing? Assignment?
No, I'm not writing. I'm just sitting down.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So another quality, can you tell us? Nice, good job, girl. So she said a good counselor should be a good listener, okay? So you should always note that as a good counselor, if someone comes and pays you to be counseled, to be honest, the person is paying to be listened to. Most people just want someone that will listen to them and not judge them. Do you know that? Are we aware?
Yeah.
So most times, people, when you talk to your parents, as younger people, when you tell your parents, I want to tell you something, as you're talking that thing, they'll start judging you. You say you have a boyfriend, Jesus. But when you're telling a counselor that, okay, the counselor will not judge you. They want to understand, okay, what prompted you to having this and all that, you know. And then a good counselor should always try to, you know, I'm still talking about being a good listener, okay? So when you go for a counseling session, usually the counselor has something like this. Sorry, the counselor has something like this. We call it a counseling journal. Sorry, guys, so a counselor has something like this. Please now ask the student as a question. So the counselor has something like this, which is a counseling journal, okay? So in the counseling journal, it's where a counselor kind of pens down salient points that the client is mentioning instead of cutting the person short. Do you get? Because you're a good listener, and as a good listener, if the person is saying anything and you hear anything that you may want to question later, you just pen it down while you're still listening. But if you cut the person short to ask that person immediately, whatever they had to say will keep their mind. Are we together? So as a good listener, always try to jot those salient points that are important points that the person is mentioning. So you can always revisit that whenever they call. Are we together? Huh?
Yeah.
Nice. So another thing you should note is that when a counselor comes to you, and now, let me say now I come to Ebuka, you're my counselor, and I'll come to you. If you want to write my name, what will you write on your journal? Let me know if you want. Thank you. You're my counselor, Abby. And then I come to you for counsel. My name is Dr. Chinna. So how would you record my name there?
Of course, you're my client. So I will record your name. Then the name I can remember.
What example?
If I can use Mr. A.
Okay, so why would you do that? Justify
Because
it.
of security purposes.
Explain further.
Why I would do that is because in case if somebody has access to my
Good job, Ebuka. High five. You're ready for this exam. Good job. You guys said what Ebuka said.
Yeah.
So when you get the journal, right, as a counselor, you shouldn't pen down the exact name of your client. Because, I mean, no matter how you say you secure the book, it may just leak, okay? So you cannot just come and write my name, Dr. Chino, and you now be writing all my problems. She has problem of fishing water. No, why are you just coming? I good morning. Why are you just coming though? Have you finished your assignment? So guys, like I was saying, if you write the person's name like that, if someone gets a hold of that journal, they can read all my problems. So when I now pass it, they're not looking at me like, hey, see this one. Is it good? No, but you heard he just nicknamed me Mr. A. So when he nicknamed me Mr. A and the book even leaks, anybody that reads it will not know who Mr. A is. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it makes a lot of sense. Sometimes I've even named some of my client Beans, client Offer. And you know, when you don't come and eat your banana. So you just nickname them something you can always remember them as, okay? Nice. So another quality, Eric tells another quality of a counselor. A good counselor. Good job. So a good counselor should be really understanding. So like I said, when you're really understanding, it helps you not to be judgmental. Are we together? So to be very honest, there's really no need for us to be judgmental in this life. I mean, aside religion, we're human beings, we fall short of, I don't want to say glory, but we fall short of humanity, right? Sometimes you may just mess up a little. It doesn't mean the person is that bad. They can always retrace their steps. Those things are maladaptive behaviors, and we can always adjust towards adaptive behaviors, okay? Another quality. Yeah, tell me. Another quality of a good counselor. Who stands?
As a good counselor, we have many qualities of counselor, but the most important among all is creating of rapport.
Good job. You said that. Say another one. Say another one. I would not really say the most important one. People know the most important one.
But my expressions.
No, that's not even patience. No, I mean you have to be passionate about your career. No, you said that teenage. I saw anyone that gets it, I'll give you something. Tell me.
The important one, privacy, confidentiality.
Yeah, exactly.
I just
You get it now. Did you say that?
I said it. I did.
But I told you. It's okay. I'm a husband now. I'm the cop. No more Okay, so you people have made mistakes. Don't give me. You too. Give me.
I need money.
So, guys, the most important thing is confidentiality. Every counselor should be a secretive person when it comes to your counseling, okay? So I do not expect after speaking to my counselor to hear whatever we discuss outside. So I made mention of, in the last class, I made mention of referencing sessions in classes or, anywhere at all. So you can actually reference sessions to help the next person listening. But do not reference the name, do not reference the place or whatever that may link people to knowing who you spoke with, okay? Let me give you an example. I once counseled a client here in Abuja, right? And when I counseled the client in Abuja, I now went for a conference as well in the UK. So when I was having the conference in the UK, the person attended as well. So I was not presenting my work, right? And then I gave an example of the session. But guess what I now did? I twisted it that I had a session with a client here in the UK and the person had this problem. So the person was looking like, it just made the person feel like, oh, so even others, good girl, you're so smart. So it made the person feel like others actually have this problem, others in the diaspora. So it makes them feel very, very good, I kid you not. Do you get what I'm saying? So even if you have to reference a place, try to reference a place that is not around there, so that it makes the person understand that, okay, really, I'm not just the person in the front. Do you get what I'm saying? So it happens, okay? Are we together? Another answer, another quality. Sorry? Knowledge. Yeah, good job, girl. She said the person has to be a model, not model like this. You have to be a role model, right? And you have to be knowledgeable. So like I said, there's something about confidence. So when you have confidence, when you embody confidence, sometimes even if you don't know okay? So many times I always say that a good counselor should embody confidence and as well, and also should be really knowledgeable. So when you embody confidence and you're speaking to your clients, they want to hear what you're saying. They want to do that thing you're asking them to do. Do you get it? Are we together?
Yeah.
Good. So she also said a model. So one time I was always lagging in school, and sometimes when I try to know my students' names, okay, and when I'm teaching, I also try to see their performances. So it helps me when I'm marking your scripts, because I mark all your scripts myself. So when I'm marking the scripts, I kind of notice what your performance level is. I can either invite you and we'll have a discussion on why you're lagging or something like that. So I noticed that with him. He now started opening up about how he's doing this and that, Then I changed his routine. I had to stay here just for me to always like model the character I want him to show. I had to jog. I'll be jogging and coming. He will be jogging from his hostel to the football pitch. I'll stay there and watch him play. Before you know it, it became part of him. I didn't even need to be there again for him to play. Are we together? So always try to model a character you want from like your clients or whatever. For example, again, here I'm teaching you. I try so hard to show some of these qualities I'm teaching, right? So that it's easier for you to know that you can also, exude those qualities. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not like this. Do you get what I'm saying, guys? Yeah. Any other one? Huh? Sorry? Good. A good counselor should actually be very tolerant. Any other one? Sorry? Good job. So you should be really open-minded. So like I said, when you're open-minded, it helps you not to judge people. So just try to be open-minded in everything, really, okay? Any other one? Sorry? Good job. So you should try to be accommodating. I mentioned homosexuality in the last part. That imagine a client comes to you and they're saying, oh, I really want to stop homosexuality. Okay? What's the best to say to be like Jesus or that? Leave this office. Why? Because you don't really know you're a bit you're homophobic. There are people that are homophobic. Do you know that? They're not accommodating. Whereas the council of everything. See that I'm not saying that you're Jesus, but you know Jesus is for everybody, I mean? That's what the council should be like. You should accept everybody. No matter who they are, help them. I'm coming to you to seek help. Come on, help me now, please. Okay? Nice. Any other one? Say it. When she says like, start saying it's your mom. You say what you're Good job. So a good counselor should have problem-solving skills. It's just same as being knowledgeable, I mean. So when you're knowledgeable, it helps you help others solve their problems and all whatnot. So I think I have to end here because I saw my chairman just pass and I'll need to down for that to work. Any questions at all as regards counseling? Where'd you see? Any questions, guys? Come on.
Yes, You mentioned that when counseling a player so slow, that is not good to record his or her name. You mentioned that.
Why?
I just want to.
Are you asking why it's not gets the journal, or when someone comes across the journal, they don't get to know who and what problem you solve. Do you get that? So I see. I hear you. What did you hear said? What did I say? I'm going to. Yeah, it's good. We're looking at me like, what? I can speak the Igbo, I'll speak the Spanish, you probably English, I think. Guys, any questions? I need to go.
In a situation your client is not home, becomes attracted to the counselor.
Good job.
And the thing is turning into a different thing. How will the counselor?
Okay, so the first question was when someone is not willing to talk. So I think you guys know one thing, right? You know, some clients may come to you, they actually pay for this session, but most times they may not know how to talk. So there's something I need everybody to understand. I want everybody to say individual differences. Could you say that? Again? Good. So there's something we call individual differences. Chukwuebuka is very different from me. Do you know that? Chukwuebuka could be a quiet person, and me, I'm an outspoken person. So it's normal if I book a session now, you see me talking to my counselor, telling my counselor what exactly my problem is. But Ebuka may sit there and he's not even uttering a word. So does that mean you should send him out? No. So as a counselor, you should have an idea of individual differences. So you take people at their pace. I think I mentioned that earlier. Try to counsel people at their pace. Like I said, I have students that are slow learners. I mean, maybe some of you here, but my undergraduate students, I have so many of them that, not so many, I have a few of them that are slow learners. Yeah? What did I do? Most of these recordings I do, and most of the time, you know, I ask them, contact me, ask me questions on WhatsApp, I'll answer you. It helps me now, you know, teach them at their pace. They'll now go and listen to these videos on Facebook or Instagram and calm down and listen to it again. Do you get which can help them? Or when they ask me questions on my WhatsApp, I'll now come down to explain it. Has it started? I'm coming. I'm coming. Okay, thank you. Guys, sorry. Okay, sure. Guys, I'm sorry for that. So, like I was saying, you have to take people at their pace, okay? So some people are slower than the others. So those are the people we call special people. You have to take time to now teach them. But if you're a counselor or a teacher, you notice that most teachers do not really have this idea. That's why most teachers are really hard on students. Do you know that? Especially when we're secondary school and primary school. A teacher will flog you because you're not talking fast or because you're not comprehending fast. It's not meant to at all. We're different people. You cannot teach me the same way you teach the other person and expect me to listen. I know quite alright, we don't have all the time. But as a teacher, try to understand that we're different. Try to manage us according to our difference. Okay? So as regards this one now, you can easily pay attention to the clients. Reassure. There's something we call reassurance. Always reassure the clients that, look, whatever we're doing here, nobody will hear about it. You can talk to me. I'm here for you. So when you say these soothing words to the person, they can be coming out of their shell. Again, how you react to what they say can make them either speak more or hold back. Good job. So if the person says, I won't steal one time, you know, do you think they'll talk more? No, but if you just keep your normal face and like, okay, the person will understand that it's a normal thing that you've heard, so you're not even fidgeting, and they'll get to open up more. Then you keep reassuring, go up and ask, I'm here, I can hear you, just tell me that. Then now imagine you now cheating one time that you stole to the person. Say, I mean, everybody does that once in a while. I've done that too. It makes the client now so happy to talk because you that the counsel, you've done something like that before. Do you know what I'm saying? So always try to reassure. So I think it's a reassurance that helps them, you know, come out of their shell to talk. Then another one. So that's another disadvantage of. I never taught you guys I taught you guys individual and group counseling, Abby, but I won't teach it now. Did you say no?
Yes.
Okay, I will say. So that what he mentioned is a disadvantage of individual counseling. So for individual counseling, because I'm counseling just take back, and counseling has to do with caring for somebody. Once you start caring for somebody, they'll start growing affection for you unknowingly. And that's really how it works, okay? So it's not there for you to take charge of the session. If you find a guy attractive and you want to pursue a relationship with him, terminate the session. You have to terminate, because if you don't terminate and pursue, it is unprofessional, okay? But it's more professional. Maybe if you have no feelings for him, or you don't want to pursue anything, or you just don't want to, it's unethical for you. You take charge of the session. Try to clear him. But first of all, always appreciate someone that says they like you, no matter who the person is. Because it's not easy to be like that. If someone says, oh, I like you, and maybe the person is not your spec or anything, say, oh, I really appreciate, all this kind of thing. But you don't say, but I'm sorry, I don't think we can do that. That's not part of why we're here. Take charge of the session and explain to them it cannot work. That we're only here for the counseling session, and once we're done, that's it, okay? So sometimes it may not deter them from still showing advances, but because you are clear and you continue to be fair, it makes them, adjust to the session. Sometimes again, that thing now can even be an advantage for him, because he's trying to do whatever you say to, be better. Before he knows it now, he has solved his own problem because he likes you. Do you get what I'm saying? Chicken everything. Are you sure? Are you sure you got what I said? Yes. Any other questions, guys? Guys? None. Okay, I want to carry a sentence.